Alright everybody, welcome to another episode of Unique Adventures. So on this video we are going to open up our battery conversion series. We're going to start off with the first video here, so if you haven't seen the rest of the videos yet, definitely stay tuned so you can watch the whole progression here. But in this video we're starting out by switching out our stock factory WFCO 8735. It is a panel and the charge converter is all built into one. So when you upgrade to lithium batteries, you want to be able to get that lithium profile. Now with everything built in, we couldn't just switch out the charge converter. So we had to get our Progressive Dynamics. This is the 4000 series. This has a switch built into it to allow you to switch onto a lithium charging profile or a non-lithium profile. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to show you guys the whole swap process. Hopefully it goes pretty good. So definitely come along with us. Let's go ahead and tear into this. Alright, so the first thing you have to do before even busting into that panel is you got to kill all your battery power. You got to make sure you're not hooked up. We're not hooked up to shore power. We've just got to unhook the rest of these batteries here and we will have no power in the rig, so we can go ahead and take everything apart. We're popping that down and then we got our screws. Take that face off and voila. Now what we're going to do is undo the backing or these screws. And we will just pull that out. Now we've got the panel tore out. You can see all of our wiring here. Most of this we're going to be dealing with right on the back of the panel. And these lines here for the 12 volt system, which are right here. And we will replace one wire at a time. That's how we are going to keep everything in check as we're converting wires over. But what I think we're going to start out with is the AC system. So we're going to pull one breaker out and flop it into the new panel, and we'll see how that goes. Before even tearing into this, you'll want to check and make sure that your breakers are compatible with these ones over here. They've got a list on the website of which ones are. I did see that these ones are ACNs and they are compatible with this unit. So we're going to take this main breaker out first and we will swap that one into its first position and then carry the others over. If people are not comfortable in working on electrical, they should consult an electrician before doing this. Also, we got to take off the first common. The point is to do one wire or one set of wires at a time. And back that whole set of wires out, transfer them over into the new panel. Wires are a pain in the butt to deal with, or these AC wires are a pain in the butt to deal with. Alright, so we've got our 30 amp, that's our inlet. And then this guy is going to go 15 out into into another circuit, and then everything will get charged through that 30 amp inlet. So we're going to get this main breaker put in first. It's got this little notch in the back. Clip it into that notch. Alright, so now we've got that in. We're going to wire that first black wire. That's our main coming in. up to that first breaker. Get it on there real good, real tight. And then now we will proceed to take our white and put that in, and then our common and put that in over here, and we'll start building that out. We got our common that needs to go in. So now you can see we got the common, we got the ground, and we got our first one plugged in there. So now we just got to put this little tab here on the top, and then this will be secured. All right, so we've got that next hot wire. We track that back to this ground and that neutral. We're going to unhook these and send them back through. That little hole back there is a pain in the butt to get into. You can kind of put your screwdriver in there, turn it a little bit, and then that will help you get those wires fed through. So now we've got our main and our first breaker set up. Now we need to repeat the process for the rest of these. A good rule of thumb when you're trying to pull these lines out and you're getting stuck on these little clips here, you just squeeze them together and then the whole thing comes out, making it a lot easier to take your line out. So definitely make sure you squeeze that and it'll pop everything right out. Of course, I waited till the last one to figure it out, but hopefully you don't have to wait that long to make that same mistake. Alright, so now what we're doing is we are installing the 12 volt side, taking that nut off, and we're going to disconnect the wire that goes to the panel, and we're going to replace it with the wire to the new panel. This is the 12 volt hot, and we're just gonna get all these spooled up together. Get our big fat wire nut over those, get them spun on there real tight. Make sure you don't have any wires exposed, because that is hot. And then next we will be doing the ground wire. We're going to take this white, which is our ground to the chassis. So we're going to undo that, pull the wire back from the other side, and now our black wire is the one that goes to our new panel. Get her all spun up here. And as we were doing this here, I did notice I didn't like the size of this wire nut, so I actually ended up coming back behind here and replacing that wire, because it just didn't look like it had a good connection. So, and looks like we got a little bit of blood flow while we were at it. Alright, so now that we got the hot and the ground set up here, we're going to take off the rest of this 12 volt side here. We're trying to establish what wires go to what colors, just so we could have some coordination. And so we're taking this front panel off first so that we can access that green board on the right side there. And we were thinking we would be able to take everything off the back and see which colors went to which circuits, but I didn't realize that if you look on here, it tells you which color goes to which position. So we learned the hard way on that one. So after that, it was very easy to crosswalk all the wires. And so now we're just going to our new side of the panel now, and we're going each wire one by one. The cool thing with the new panel is that each wire is actually numbered right on the end, so you can actually see which wire you're actually dealing with. So it makes it a lot easier to crosswalk on the new panel. So essentially what we're doing is we're just pulling out that first position. We're taking the wire out of the old panel, and then we're just directly bringing everything over to the new panel and butt connecting it back up. Makes it pretty easy just to go one wire at a time and transfer everything, and just take your time with it. It can be a little intimidating with all that wiring. So we're on to our next one here. See, we got two gray wires on the next position. One of them goes to the box, one of them goes to our component. So we just traced which wire we had to actually strip out of the old panel and sent it away. And there we go. We're going to pop that off, send it away, and the other two wires are getting connected into the next position. Not too bad. Gonna get that wire nut put back on. Make sure to get it real tight. And then our next one had a whole gangle of wires on there, and we'll talk about one of the benefits of this panel here in just a minute. But we just disconnected the line to the old box, found which position we wanted for our new panel. We were looking for number 3 or 4. I can't remember which one on this one, but we're just looking for that number. It's kind of eluding us. As you can see, everything's numbered very well. Just gotta find the right one. We split these lines up a little bit. We made more connections because we have got 12 positions on this one, where on this one we only had 6, and that was the 6 fuse setup before. And as you can see, we now have taken that and we have separated it out into 9. Here we go. Last things to do. We got to drill new holes. And then once that is installed, then we have to try and finagle this. So you can see right here this LI/LA switch here. Once we flip that on, we change our charging profile, and as you can see in the video here, we put these guys side by side and there's no comparison. Without the lithium profile, we're only charging at like 7 or 8 amps, and with the lithium profile, we're charging above 34 amps. So that is one of the major differences with getting this upgrade, especially if you have lithium, is you're gonna be able to charge like 3 to 4 times faster, and the proof's in the pudding on this one. So definitely, if you have lithium and you have the WFCO 8735, you definitely are going to want to upgrade to this, because your charging times are going to go down immensely. So definitely make sure you hit the like button. Make sure you're subscribed to the channel, so when we do our next video on this setup where we showcase our smart shunt, you definitely won't want to miss that. So stay tuned, and until then, we'll see you guys in the next adventure.